Chosen one, you didn't stumble here. You were summoned. Something in you, even if it was just a faint spark, pulled you to this moment because heaven has been watching, waiting for you to realize you were never overlooked and you were never ordinary. This isn't just another message you scroll past. This is your confirmation. The sleepless nights, the silent battles, the times you kept walking when everything in you screamed to stop, none of it was wasted. Every tear, every quiet yes, every time you chose faith over fear, it's been building something so powerful that even the world won't be able to explain it. You're not here because you're lucky. You're here because you're chosen. And chosen ones don't blend in, they stand out. You've been hidden for a reason, prepared in silence, and now you're about to be revealed. So lean in. Feel this. Let it shake something loose in you. This is your wake-up call, your green light, your moment. If your spirit is already starting to burn a little brighter, good. That means you're aligned. You're not just a spectator here. You're a participant in what's about to unfold. So don't just sit quietly. Claim it. Own it. Type 55 if you can feel this hitting your spirit. Say it out loud if you have to. I was built for this. I was born for this. I am ready for everything that has my name on it. Let's go. Looking for purpose and peace? Hit subscribe and start the journey. Underneath quiet skies, the unseen records every unseen choice. No gesture of trust has dissolved into nothing. Not the whispers of resolve when walking away from chaos. Not the moments of restraint when pride beckoned. Not the nights when words ran out but faith carried on. All those hours of unnoticed kindness, of stepping aside rather than seeking the spotlight, of continuing when fatigue screamed to stop. They didn't disappear into the air. While the world stayed indifferent, another reality memorized every move, marking down strength no one else understood. Each decision, whether in triumph or resistance, weighed far more than any fleeting applause. Every overlooked act became part of a hidden foundation no audience could measure. In the silence, a quiet architecture of endurance rose, not of popularity or clamor, but of depth and alignment. While others scrambled to be seen, this was a slow crafting of integrity, brick by invisible brick. What looks like a sudden turn now has long been taking shape beyond ordinary sight, because what governs eternity doesn't skip over what is done in shadows. Every unnoticed offering sowed something alive. Each quiet ache softened and nourished the soil of a future not yet imagined. Every denial of impulse to protect something greater than self was a preparation, a proving ground for weight not yet revealed. These tests were not to impress eyes that wander, but to demonstrate trustworthiness when no gaze was present. Step beyond the screen. Join and help light the way for others. Now the hidden is preparing to surface, and what was stewarded in private is rippling into the open. Nothing was dismissed. Nothing slipped through unnoticed. What was born in silence is now gathering force. The outcome won't arrive through sheer effort. It moves through obedience that no one else applauded. That unseen favor is about to erupt into view, catching even the most prepared off guard. Though invisibility felt like abandonment, it never was. Though forgotten by those nearby, the name was spoken where no ear could hear it yet. The acknowledgement coming carries a weight far beyond any human validation, because it springs from a place where devotion remained steady despite the emptiness of response. So let the quiet remain sacred. Let the empty rooms remain a memory of where strength was forged. Let the absence of cheers remind that something larger was at work all along. The ground now opening wasn't cultivated by striving, but by surrender. Every hidden chapter was counted. Every silent victory accounted for. What unfolds next will not resemble the loss. It will outshine it. What took years unseen will unfold in an instant, leaving those who missed the planting stunned by the magnitude of the harvest. There exists a weight in unseen realms that is not measured by possessions, admiration, or fame. It is measured by willingness to follow through. Willingness reveals alignment, uncovers motives, and tests whether a soul is trustworthy enough to handle what cannot yet be seen. When each step was taken without clarity, when decisions were made in the absence of guarantees, when the quiet whisper within was chosen over the noise outside, something beyond comprehension was paying attention. There was no expectation of return, no desire to impress, only an unshakable knowing that the path ahead was worth whatever it cost to stay true to what was heard within. If your heart overflows with divine love, now is the moment to let it shine. Click the super thank you button on YouTube and give $50 or more to help carry God's light to others. Your gift will bless not only your life, but countless others. You are part of His sacred plan. Your kindness may be the answer to someone's prayer. Share your blessings and honor His kingdom. May His grace guide you always. In a world built to honor ambition and celebrate convenience, a different kind of strength revealed itself. Choosing integrity over shortcuts, patience over quick schemes, conviction over applause. Every choice became like a deposit into a treasury unseen by human eyes. That quiet determination unlocked what no map could point to. It shifted forces in ways that could not be explained. It drew coverings of safety around the journey, set unseen resources in motion, and carved routes through barriers no one else knew existed. The weight of such choices is not always rewarded in the moment, but its effect accumulates. Now the time has come for a return that defies ordinary logic. Every quiet test that nobody witnessed has borne its own kind of proof. Every unglamorous choice to keep going when quitting seemed wiser is now bearing its result. This kind of wealth is incomprehensible to those who measure success in numbers or applause. It cannot be reduced to figures, possessions, or milestones because it moves beyond them all. What is unfolding next carries more than personal gain. It carries restoration, placement, connection, and transformation on levels that ripple far beyond a single life. What comes next will not be mistaken for sheer effort. This arrival cannot be claimed by calculation or charm. Questions will arise: how, why, when? But answers will point back to those quiet moments of resolve that no one noticed, but everything depended on. Each act of staying steady became a cornerstone. Each surrender became the scaffolding. Now, what was stored away is breaking open, and no hand, no system, no opposition can interrupt what has already been set in motion. What was quietly endured has already begun reshaping everything ahead. No silent ache went unnoticed, no difficult choice ignored. The hours surrendered when leaving seemed easier, the moments of giving when nothing came back, the determination to remain when rejection lingered. All of it was observed beyond what human eyes could perceive. It wasn't just hours or energy that were relinquished. It was certainty, comfort, pride, and even the illusion of control. The hardest steps were often the most sacred, the ones that shifted what could not yet be seen. While others dismissed the cost as foolishness, something greater accounted for it. Those hidden decisions were never wasted, but rather planted into places deeper than the surface. Every quiet refusal to retaliate, every unseen choice to persist instead of escape, became invisible roots anchoring what was yet to rise. What looked like mere survival was actually careful preparation, investing into a future no one else could calculate. Step beyond the screen. Join and help light the way for others. While some rushed to grab fleeting rewards, something else was being constructed. A kind of wealth immune to decay. A foundation impossible to counterfeit. To bystanders, it may have looked like a pointless struggle, but those sacrifices were etching out pathways forward no hand could block. Resilience became the evidence, and perseverance became the currency. Because the fires didn't break you, what emerges now will exceed every loss endured along the way. These weren't just seeds cast into the ground of time. They were buried deep into the unseen, where return multiplies beyond comprehension. What once felt ignored is already being summoned forward. The places where loyalty seemed invisible have already been marked for restoration, and the return will not come in modest measures. It will come overflowing, reshaping what felt final and replacing ruin with beauty. The most striking truth is this: the unfolding reward won't stop with one life. The ripple reaches into the future, rewriting stories, breaking old patterns, redefining entire lineages. Choices that seemed small at the time have shifted the course of generations. Every surrender to something higher has opened a way that others will walk more freely. The gift ahead transcends anything measurable, bringing quiet stability where fear once ruled, filling the air with clarity where confusion lingered, unlocking spaces thought inaccessible. Unexpected opportunities will appear, Doors will open where no petition was made, and the impossible will arrive without negotiation. All because the heart bowed when no one else understood. The shift has already begun. What once weighed heavy is becoming a source of strength. What once hurt is being transformed into insight. What was once wept over in darkness is ready to emerge in light. Every hidden offering, once assumed forgotten, is about to echo loudly in full view. What was poured out in quiet resolve will now rise with a power no obstacle can withstand. If your heart overflows with divine love, now is the moment to let it shine. Click the super thank you button on YouTube and give $50 or more to help carry God's light to others. Your gift will bless not only your life, but countless others. You are part of His sacred plan. Your kindness may be the answer to someone's prayer. Share your blessings and honor His kingdom. May His grace guide you always. What arrives next will not resemble ordinary rewards, nor will it be measured by anything tangible. The return gathering momentum is far richer than possessions and more lasting than accolades. It manifests in ways felt deep within, anchoring the heart, igniting direction, and empowering everything touched by its reach. Stillness begins to wrap itself around the soul, not as absence of conflict, but as a quiet certainty that outlasts turbulence. Even when chaos rages nearby, a steady calm arises and holds firm. This kind of quiet cannot be purchased or imitated. It emerges only after walking through flames, without letting go of trust. Through all that was endured, a serenity was forged that now flows like air into every space it enters, shaping a new atmosphere wherever it lingers. Clarity now replaces confusion, each step illuminated with unmistakable meaning. What once felt disjointed starts to align, the hidden value of each struggle and delay finally making sense. A clear direction takes root, revealing that none of the experiences were random. They carried weight and intention, each one shaping a path no one else could walk. This clarity carries responsibility, not just to flourish, but to become a guidepost, to open pathways for others, to embody steadfastness in a way that others can witness and draw courage from. Every sharp lesson, every deep wound, now becomes part of a message that speaks louder than words. And then comes strength, not of domination or control, but of quiet authority, a power that cannot be staged or faked, emerging from a place of depth and connection. It alters rooms, challenges darkness, and sparks change simply by being present. While others sought recognition, a deeper connection was pursued instead, and the result is a force impossible to replicate. This unseen investment now begins to show itself outwardly. Wherever this presence moves, something unspoken radiates, felt by others even if they cannot explain it. A quiet gravity surrounds every word, every gesture. The evidence of transformation becomes undeniable. What rises next won't stop at one life. It will overflow into every relationship, into every space occupied, into entire communities and generations to come. The return speaks in a language not of this world, rooted in peace that cannot be shaken, direction that cannot be stolen, and strength that cannot be silenced. These blessings were cultivated in the quiet, refined in struggle, and are now emerging to be seen. No effort is needed to chase what has already been set in motion. This flow comes naturally, beyond strategy or logic, born of something far higher. Those nearby will feel its warmth and draw from its abundance. When peace, direction, and strength become the reward, life itself transforms into the gift, radiating outward, a living testament that what was sown in trust always returns multiplied. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Isaiah 40 verse 31. This moment right here, it's like standing at the edge of a harvest field you thought would never grow. You've been plowing, you've been sowing, you've been crying over dry ground for what felt like years. But the rain is coming, and the wheat is taller than you could have imagined. People are about to see the fruit of what you've carried in secret, and they won't even recognize the person standing in front of them because God has transformed you so much. What's forming in you right now is not just some little fix or patchwork restoration. No, this is full-on, undeniable transformation. A kind of change that stops conversations when you walk into a room. A kind of glow that makes people say, "What happened to you?" This next chapter isn't about replacing what you lost. It's about revealing who you became through it all. You are walking into a season where your scars shine like medals, and your story speaks louder than anything you could ever say. This isn't random. This isn't luck. This isn't just because it's your time. No, this was set up. Heaven has been orchestrating this unveiling, step by step, tear by tear, prayer by prayer. Every sleepless night, every hard choice, every quiet moment where you thought nobody saw you, heaven saw all of it, and heaven kept score. You are about to become living proof of what happens when persistence meets promise. See, some folks around you thought you were done. They expected you to fold, to crumble, to stay buried in the ashes of what you went through. But what they didn't know is that while you were down there, something sacred was growing. Those broken pieces in your life, God has been piecing them back together into a masterpiece that no one can deny. Where the cracks used to be in your story, they're shining now. That's where the light's coming through. What once embarrassed you is now your platform. What used to hurt you is now your testimony. What looked like failure is now the foundation of something only God could have built. You're stepping into a space now where your presence alone carries weight. You won't have to announce it. You won't have to explain it. People are just going to feel it when you walk in. They won't understand it, and that's okay, because it's not for them to understand. It's for you to carry. You're about to see doors open that you never even knocked on. You're about to be invited into rooms you didn't even know existed. And the best part, it won't just bless you. It's going to bless everyone connected to you. Your children, your family, your community. They're all going to feel the overflow of what's been poured into you. You've been through the fire, but you didn't come out smelling like smoke. You came out refined, stronger, wiser, more beautiful than ever. You're a walking testimony that God still does miracles, that He still rewards faithfulness, that He still raises up those who refuse to bow to what's easy and instead hold on to what's eternal. So don't hang your head. Don't apologize for the favor that's about to hit your life. You earned this in the secret place. You cultivated this in the dark. You didn't quit. You didn't compromise. And now you're about to stand as living evidence that the pain had a purpose and the process was worth it. People are going to look at you and say, "That had to be God." They're going to see the glory, but never know the grind it took to get there. They're going to see the blessing, but never feel the burden you carried to birth it. And that's okay, because this story isn't about proving anything to them. It's about showing what faithfulness looks like when it's fully grown. Like that eagle in Isaiah 40. You've been waiting, but your wings are strong now. You're not crawling anymore. You're not just getting by anymore. You're about to rise up and soar over the very things that once tried to take you out. So, hold your head high and keep moving forward. This isn't the end. It's just the beginning of the most powerful chapter yet. And when you step into what's next, remember, it's not just restoration. It's transformation that no one can deny. This is your time. This is your moment. Get ready, because you're about to walk into something so good. Even you won't have the words to explain it. It is not survival that will speak through you, but undeniable evidence of renewal. Those who dismissed you will stand silent when the change becomes evident. Those who forgot you will see what was being written in secret. And those who doubted your path will realize it was never theirs to understand. This unfolding is not adorned with superficial glitter. Instead, it radiates something sacred that calls others to look closer, not at you, but at the force that carried you here. Questions will arise. How the door opened, how the strength returned, how you endured. The answer will be simple, unpolished, unforced. None of it was self-made. Every step was sustained by something beyond comprehension. The irony is striking. What was thought to be your undoing has become the very foundation of your elevation. Every fragment of the journey, even the painful ones, now constructs a platform meant to lift more than just yourself. Without uttering a word, your life will testify to the possibility of redemption. Your presence will begin to carry an atmosphere, peace in your silence, wisdom in your gaze, depth in your touch, and intensity in your purpose. Without effort, you will awaken faith in those who thought hope was gone. They will not just listen to your story. They will sense it in how you stand, how you move, how you simply exist. This is not about recognition. It is about being entrusted. What once hid you away has been shaping you for this unveiling, not to glorify the vessel, but to make visible the unseen hand behind it all. Now, as what was prepared in shadows steps into light, the only name left shining is the one that never let go of you. What is about to unfold around you will leave many bewildered, and that is exactly how it was designed. This next chapter will not fit into their definitions of fairness, nor will it follow the patterns they expect. It will carry a force that defies explanation, because it was never meant to be explained, only witnessed. Some will dismiss it as random chance. Others will attribute it to luck or timing, but none of those labels can touch what is truly taking place. This arrival is beyond calculation, untouched by schemes or effort. It comes from a place they cannot see and moves in ways they cannot trace. The path you walk into now will confuse those who measure progress only by what is visible. They'll marvel at the results, but never comprehend the hidden work behind them, the countless quiet refusals to give up, the unseen nights when faith was all that remained, the silent choices that cost everything but promised nothing. What blooms in you is not here to fit into their logic, but to stand as proof of something larger at work. Its purpose is not to validate you in their eyes, but to reveal what perseverance can draw down from the unseen. This elevation does not aim to impress the crowd, but to display that endurance carries its own unstoppable reward. Those watching may wonder how you arrived so quickly, not realizing the years of preparation buried beneath the surface. They'll never feel the weight of the sacrifices carried in silence. They'll never see the moments you stepped away from comfort, refused compromise, or chose integrity when shortcuts beckoned. To them it might appear sudden, but you'll know it as the culmination of seeds buried in dark soil long ago. Seeds of patience, faith, and unseen labor now breaking through. This unveiling was never meant to be understood. It was only meant to be undeniable. The lifting that happens now does not demand explanation. It does not seek validation from those who doubt it. It does not bend to opinions or justify its timing. It simply arrives, and when it does, even those who disbelieve cannot look away. Don't dilute it by trying to explain yourself. Don't allow whispers to shake what has already been settled. Let the results speak. Let your composure confound them. Let your calmness tell the story better than words ever could. This moment is not about proving wrong those who questioned you. It's about making visible what quiet strength can birth. It's not about vengeance. It's about clarity. It's about showing that nothing offered up in quiet resolve goes unnoticed. What you carry now will draw eyes not because you sought them, but because they cannot ignore it. The unfolding around you has nothing to prove, yet everything to reveal. And when others ask how it happened, you will simply point upward, knowing full well this kind of story writes itself without help. What is about to arrive cannot be compared to a mere wage or prize. This is something far deeper, a sacred exchange that was being arranged long before you even understood its shape. It is not the result of striving as the world measures it, but of waiting, enduring, and carrying unseen burdens through storms that few knew about. This is not chance. It is a deliberate and weighty handover, built upon every quiet choice to keep walking when the path made no sense. It isn't simply something tangible you will hold. It is a mantle you will wear. This is not being added to your possessions. It is being added to your calling. What is being entrusted to you now holds more than material value. It is wisdom honed through trials, discernment sharpened in silence, strength matured by fire. New connections and opportunities are lining up, not because you chased them, but because you were prepared to receive them. Keys are being placed into your care. Keys that fit doors you didn't know were waiting for you. Doors that lead to influence, healing across generations, and work that ripples far beyond your own reach. You didn't earn this by manipulation or sheer will. You were refined into it. This release comes because you were trustworthy with little, because you honored the quiet seasons and didn't abandon the process. While others reached for attention, you stayed anchored. While others built illusions, you built trust. Every moment was noted. Nothing was forgotten. Now, what unfolds will not feel like climbing higher, but like entering an entirely different realm. You will gain ground over what once threatened to undo you. You will command peace where you once battled chaos. The places that once excluded you will now open freely. What's being poured out is not just for your own benefit, but for the sake of many. Others will find nourishment in what flows through your hands. Communities will be lifted by the abundance entrusted to you. Do not mistake this for a personal victory party. It is a commissioning. You are not only being celebrated for perseverance, you are being deployed for purpose. This moment is not about achieving by human effort, but about inheriting because you grew enough to carry it. With this inheritance comes accountability, discernment, and the capacity to bless from a place of overflow rather than survival. Clarity is coming to your spirit now. No more uncertainty about where you stand or where you are going. The haze is clearing and the path is revealing itself.